And good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Kingsman Baseball on the Pennant. We've moved the locations. The rain has subsided. I'm James Mason alongside Danny Morton and Nate Zizzo. And from Greg Dykes Field, the Kingsmen play host to the New Prairie Cougars. But tonight, the Kingsmen will be the away team on the scoreboard. What a chaotic little last couple hours here. We've gone from Penn High School to Four Winds. It rains. We move everything. We're back here. A little bit of a messed up camera shot here, but hopefully it does the job. Tonight, the Kingsmen look to move one game closer to clinching the NIC yet another season. And really, everything has been moving well tonight, and really all season long for the Kingsmen. They've been able to play good defense. Pitching has been excellent. The offense is mashing, led by the Killer Bees, if you want to call them, Braun, Barnes, and Bennett. Those three, they've combined for 8 homers, 82 RBIs. Danny, what makes him so special?
He's got a real inside, they call it short to it, long through it kind of swing. He's short to the baseball. He's long through it. He's able to generate a lot of power, and he can get to the baseball fast. Catching up to velo really is not a problem for this guy. Hits for a lot of power to the pole side, right field for him being a lefty, and he has a lot of power going to the opposite field as well, as we saw multiple over 100-mile-an-hour exit velocities recently this season.
Yeah, that's right. And as the sun starts to come out here, they're warming up. Penn will bat first, as we said earlier, they are the away team, even though they're playing at home, as this was supposed to be New Prairie's home game, hosted at Four Winds Field, but stuff happens. We're back over here at Penn, and we're about ready to play some baseball. Nice moment they just had, throwing out a couple first pitches. New Prairie, their longtime head coach, as they're commemorating their 900th win as a baseball team. In early April, they hit that mark. Last night, these two teams played, and the Kingsmen took home a 9-3 victory, winning pretty handily. They fell down 1-0. River Pacina delivered a leadoff home run to tie the game, and River Pacina all year long, he's been able to, get the game started right for the Kingsmen. And what makes him such a great contact hitter, Danny?
I gotta say the same thing. He's short to it. He's got a little bit of a wider stance compared to Mason Braun, meaning he doesn't have as much of a load going on. He's able to get his front foot down really fast. And again, velo is just not a problem for this guy. He hits baseballs really, really hard. He 2 leadoff home runs so far this season, and he's able to lead games off with doubles. And again, if he hits a single, it's really not a problem. This guy has some wheels on the base pads.
And guess who's leading off tonight? It's River Pacina. Nate, you got our lineups tonight.
Of course, as James just mentioned, River Pacina is going to take this one off at center field. I mean, he can always knock a single or a double to start off the game, get the Kingsmen going hot. Then they got Braden Plummer, then Mason Braun, Bennett Hartford, William Barnes, Gavin Taylor, Dawson French, Caden Stockbridge is a pitcher, and DHing for him will be Colton Rarick, who's also a pitcher, and Kaiden Horvath will take that 9th spot behind the dish. All right, for the New Prairie Cougars, leading off is Dylan Bishop, then Reed Robinson, then Jordan Davis, Sully Kress, Bo Kamarick, Riley Connolly, Zach Henderson, Riley Masters, Gio Nacarto, and Jagger Daniels for the Cougars.
All right, thank you very much, Nate. It's time for the national anthem here in a moment. We will let you listen in to Wayne Ludnowski's PA.
Tonight's starting pitcher, number 13, Sullivan Kress. Batting 5th and playing right field, number 1, Ben Kamichek. Batting 6th, the designated hitter, number 11, Zach Hendricks. He'll be batting for the center fielder, number 6, Riley Conley. Batting 7th and playing over third base, number 19, Riley Masters. Batting 8th, playing shortstop, number 4, Gio Nacarto. And batting 9th and playing left field, number 10, Jagger Daniels. The head coach of the New Prairie Cougars, Mark Schellinger. Now fans, we ask that you all please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps and face the flag in straightaway center field as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, sung this evening by Pat Marvel.
By the
All right, it's time to get things started off. Kingsman batting first tonight. River Pacina, Braden Plummer, Mason Braun due up. And tonight on the mound will be Sully Kress for New Prairie. He had a couple hits last night, and now he's on the mound looking to prevent the hits. And then behind the plate for the Cougars, you got Reed Robinson. He is an excellent offensive and defensive threat. Not much gets past him. So we'll see how well the Cougars can play tonight, coming off of a 9-3 loss to these same Kingsmen in this same spot. A little different weather. It was raining in the beginning of the game, and through the rain, that was when River Pacina hit that home run. And that just kept carrying. There was a wind pushing out to right center. He hit it to left center. So, you know, it was kind of getting knocked down out there. But if you're a pitcher in this situation, Danny, how does this rain delay affect you?
You don't want to be throwing balls in the dirt today. And, I mean, you're going to go through baseballs like crazy on days like today with the rain and all that. You want to keep your control and your velocity where it's normally at. And if you can't do that, you only want to keep it a couple ticks below the normal. Control is definitely going to be a big, could be a big problem for these pitchers if they don't settle in there early.
Kingsmen steal a lot of bags on the base paths, and River Pacina is one of those guys that makes a lot of plays in the field, on the bases, gets the hits, good contact hitter. If he gets on here with a single, do you look to see if they're aggressive early?
Coach Dykes is a very aggressive guy who likes getting up early. I could definitely see River swiping a bag, maybe even two. I could see him standing on 3 with no outs, maybe 1 out, with still that 2-hole Plummer up to bat. His jumps are very good off the base paths, and I don't know. We'll see what kind of reads he gets off this pitcher, Sully Kress.
So here is River. He will stand in, a right-handed hitter. He comes into this game batting .423 with 30 hits on the year in 83 plate appearances, which it's just an excellent season for him. He had a leadoff home run last night, smacked a couple of hits, and here comes Sully Kress. He'll work out of a mini stretch here. He'll take that extra step and fire it in there, and it is strike 1. We start just a little early tonight here. It's strike 1 to River Pacina, 8:25 the first pitch time. Sun is peeking out of the clouds, and it's turned into a nice night here in Mishawaka. The strike 1 pitch is on the ground to short. That'll be fielded and thrown over. Play is made. Nacarado to Davis, and there's 1 down.
Up next for the Kingsmen, the shortstop, number 6, Braden Plummer.
Braden Plummer will come up to bat. He bats .352. A triple, 7 doubles, 17 other hits. And Kress back out of the stretch here. Doesn't do much of a windup. Mainly just a stretch pitcher, and he misses outside.
Outfield is playing pretty straight up. It looks like right and left is kind of favoring the foul territory lines. I think he's going to be looking for a gap shot here for sure.
He likes to go out to center field a lot with his hits, and it's normally a pretty good landing ground for him as there's strike 1 on the breaking ball. Now 1 down and a 1-1 count. That one just misses up and out. Now 2-1 on Plummer. Kress coming set. Middle infield plays pretty far back as Plummer just a little under on that high fastball. Tips it off out of play. 2-2. 2-strike approach here. He looked to shorten up.
I think he is right now. I think he wants a ball in play. Maybe foul off. He wants to see as many pitches as possible right here.
6 pitches so far in this outing as there's a swing and a fly ball to left. Daniels is under it, and he makes the catch. There's 2 down. Got pretty good contact there, just got under it.
Yeah.
And you see that off the bat a lot. I mean, just a little bit under. I mean, it's a routine play, but I mean, he got a good crack at that one.
Sometimes those high, late in the day here, as you see the sun, it's setting over to our right. That's pretty much in the eyes of the left fielder. So we'll see the high fly balls out there, how they affect things. As here's Mason Braun, who has been a stalwart in the lineup for the Kingsmen, as that is outside ball 1. How do you pitch Mason here? You know, you see the stats, everything jumps out.
Mason's in a pretty favorable situation right now. He's got righty-lefty. That's definitely a big factor for him. It looks like Kress is trying to pitch away to him, and he's going to try and make Braun go opposite field with that fastball, maybe a breaking ball, but I can't see him being too risky right here with a couple curveballs.
2-0 on him here with 2 outs. 5 homers on the year, and he's still trying to pitch him outside. Braun is still dangerous on the bases. He's not the fastest, not the slowest. He gets good jumps trying to steal some bags. He had 1 steal last night. It's 3-0 on him here.
Definitely
see if he gets
don't want to
the
go
green
to
light.
him inside.
That's correct. That's where he turns on a lot of pitches. 3-1 now, as he did not swing away on the 3-0.
Makes sense. He takes a take there on a 3-0 count.
Now 3-1 with 2 outs, nobody on. Favorable spot for the batter, and he'll walk him. So a base runner on for the Kingsmen with 2 outs, and it's hard to imagine giving this team extra at-bats, and they just did give him 1 more at-bat there. Bennett Hartford comes to the plate, and he's swinging a hot bat right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hartford, the third baseman tonight, batting .403. Braun, Bennett, and Barnes all combined for 8 home runs and 82 RBIs for the Kingsmen. Hartford has 1 home run and 24 RBIs. That one is upstairs. Barnes pretty jumpy down at first.
It does look like that second baseman is favoring the bag a little bit right here. He's definitely going to be getting it if Braun does go, but Bennett's got to be thinking opposite field here with that big gap.
There goes Barnes. It's a strike. It's thrown down, and the tag will not be applied, and it's a stolen bag. So 1 steal.
Now Bennett definitely wants to go opposite field here. You got to avoid making that third out at third base with the tag.
Hartford's shown power to all fields. Produced multiple 104-mile-an-hour plus exit velos this offseason at a couple of camps. It's a breaking ball dropped in there for a strike. Really relying on that curveball early.
Yeah, it looks like Robinson's able to frame him that inside pretty well, getting a couple of calls there.
Barnes on second. There are 2 outs. 1-2. Missed. Both dugouts giving props to either the batter or the pitcher there. Good pitch, but a better take. Kress has his sign. This will be his 19th pitch of the inning. 2-2. And that is upstairs. A little unorthodox. He's trying to go up high with that curveball. See if he might hang one.
Bennett choked
ready.
up a little bit.
Just about to say that. There's a fly ball to right. Kmichek is on the run into foul ground, and he makes the catch. A nice long run. Makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So the Kingsmen get the 2-out walk, steal a base, but cannot come up with anything. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It is 0-0. And welcome back to Greg Dykes Field. Bottom of the first here, New Prairie will lead it off. They got Dylan Bishop, Reed Robinson, and Jordan Davis due up. Caden Stockbridge on the mound for the Kingsmen. And Danny, what's your scouting report on him tonight?
He's a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup guy. I think we're going to see him go to that curveball a lot today. He's 4-0 going into today. This will be his 6th appearance and his 5th start.
And the thing about Stockbridge, he has 40 strikeouts on the year, a very impressive 4-0 record when he's starting, and he's gone in as a relief. And he's been excellent all year, 1.3 ERA, and that's absolutely excellent from Stockbridge.
And just 5 earned runs given up all year. That's in 6 games, 4 starts. 0-1 on Robinson here, or excuse me, Bishop. Robinson's on deck.
Stockbridge likes getting up ahead in the count early, and then he's going to attack you with that slider, that curveball, and usually when he gets deeper into counts and he has to use it, he will go to the changeup, like right there.
That is exactly right. Swings right over top of it. He's got that late little drop there as you see the velocity tick down.
Excellent changeup.
1-2. Bishop swings and misses. There's the first strikeout of the night for Caden Stockbridge, who's coming off of an excellent relief performance. He basically threw a complete game against Elkhart there in that marathon of a game where we saw Bennett Hartford hit the go-ahead home run in the 12th inning. And Stockbridge was able to take over in the 7th inning for Dawson French and finish the game out. No runs. First pitch in there is low for ball 1. Here's that lefty on righty matchup. Stockbridge delivers. It's on the ground to second. French has got it. And he throws over to Barnes, and there's 2 down.
And so far, it's been excellent defense for the Kingsmen. And honestly, I think Stockbridge is going to pitch a great game today against this New Prairie team.
Yeah, really all season. Last year we saw it. He dealt with some injuries towards the end of the season, and you know, the stuff was there. He took the offseason to get himself right, and now this is what we're seeing from one of the few aces on this team. First pitch, line to right, base hit, first hit of the game. Had some weird spin on it. Drove Barnes near the foul line off 2 hops. He throws it in, and it's a 2-out single there for Jordan Davis.
The pitcher, number 13, Sullivan Crest.
Solely Crest now will bat cleanup for the Cougars. There's 2 outs. They've got Davis on first. Infield straight up. Into right. Braun will be driven near the gap and make the catch. And that ends our first inning. A line drive out to finish off the first. We go to the second inning, and it is still 0-0. And the Pennant welcomes you back to Kingsman Baseball here just in the shadow of Penn High School here, New Prairie and Penn 0-0. The Pennant will have 2 more regular season broadcasts this season, one tomorrow. That is against New Prairie in softball. That is at 5:30. All of these next 2 games can be found on YouTube. And then on May 20th, our final broadcast of the regular season will be on a chance to win the NIC for these Penn Kingsmen. That is against St. Joe at 5 p.m. Will Barnes will lead things off here. We're in the top of the 2nd inning. And Barnes, he hit a triple yesterday, which he is, for a big guy, he's got some wheels on him. And back to work, it's a strike. 0-1 here as Kress delivers. Infield plays back up the middle. And a good take there from Will. And it's 1-1. 1 hit last inning for New Prairie. Penn had a walk at the end of their 1st inning. Kingsman hitless so far. We're still in the 2nd inning, though. And that is delivered low with the fastball. His fastball has seemed to be kind of sprayed all about. Is there's something that Barnes is looking for here?
It looks to me like Coach Dykes has hammered home the idea of seeing as many pitches as possible.
As that's back up the middle. Long throw and a collision. And the out is made on a nice throw by Bishop there, deep in the hole behind second. And that has got to hurt if you're Davis at first. Barnes is a big guy to run into. He will look to walk it off. That's one of those spots you get hit there, it stings.
Yeah, really stretched out the groin on that one. That was an excellent play, though. I mean, what a turn from second base over to the first base. And yeah,
nice play there. 1 out. Here is Gavin Taylor. He's playing left field tonight. Gavin Taylor stands in, righty on righty with 1 out. Shoots 1 foul, back out of play.
Looks a little bit late on that fastball right here. I think he wants to get that foot down a little bit early, but got to be aware of the curveball here. He's throwing it a good percentage of the time.
He stands just in front of the back of the box there, probably to negate the curveball there. The 0-1, and that is going to miss. Couldn't get the call. 1-1. Robinson's done a good job behind the plate framing. Just didn't get the call there. Really that inside corner. And the 1-1, and that one is also low. It's 2-1.
Yeah, Robinson's been framing a lot of those low and in curveballs that have just been dropping in there. Maybe a little bit inside, but he's working really hard to get those calls.
Yeah, 1 out here, nobody on. And the 2-1. And that is going to miss. It's 3-1. He's walked 1 already tonight. That was Braun who stole a base. Didn't amount to anything. There's 1 out and a 3-1 count. Hitters count here for Taylor. Pitch on the way. Ooh, just in front of that one as he fouls it off.
really looked like he wanted that one.
Yeah, just out in front of it there, a little off-speed pitch.
Different approach now for sure, going from 3-1 to 3-2. Probably see a little bit of a choke up here and probably another ball in play.
Kingsmen do a good job of just making sure balls are in play, and that's why a lot of teams have committed a lot of errors against them. You put the ball in play, it's going to find a hole, or it's going to be a tough play for anyone. 3-2 on Taylor. And the delivery. Swings and got under this one to left. And Daniels and Connolly converge, and Connolly comes away with it. And there's 2 outs. The fans, they have shown out tonight in the travel from 4 wins. New Prairie, it is packed out on their side. Penn has got a pretty good following down that right field line.
And I was talking to you pregame, and we mentioned that New Prairie travels well as a team.
Yeah, it's got to feel good for the players to have their friends, family, fans all with them. That is high ball 1. Dawson French stands in.
Looks good.
French batting .280 this year. In there for a strike. 1-1. Got 14 hits this year. Not many extra base hits, but he does have 1 homer. 3 extra base hits. Looking to start a 2-out rally here. And the Kingsmen, at the beginning of the year when they were getting a lot of runs before NIC play, it was the 2-out rallies that were big for them, especially against Lake Central in that number 1, number 2 doubleheader. 1-1. That is high. Home plate umpire tonight doing a good job. He's got a pretty even strike zone tonight. Both dugouts are right up on the railing, cheering on their teammates as the 2-1 does not get the call. It is 3-1.
He's barely missing here. Crest seems a little bit upset with the calls, but definitely going both ways here.
Medium depth on the corners, back near the grass up the middle, and the curveball, that's been his relying pitch, is in there for a strike. What is it about the curveball that seems to have Penn hitters in between on their timing here?
Well, this guy, he is throwing pretty hard, not quite as hard as Stock. Obviously, he's hitting 90, touching 92 on a good day, but when you got a good curveball that's got off speed like that in the 70s, it's pretty hard to hit.
And there was the curveball. That is a swing and a miss, strike 3, and we will head to the 3rd inning, or bottom of the 2nd inning. This is a away game for Penn. You got to remember that. Bottom of the 2nd when we come back, 0-0. And welcome back, Kingsman Baseball. Here on the pennant, we are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's a scoreless game between 2 NIC rivals here. These 2 teams, New Prairie won the state championship last year in 3A. Had a lot of seniors, so it's a bit of a rebuilding year for them. Kingsman coming at 22-1. New Prairie with 4 NIC losses this year. So a little bit of different directions. The Kingsman flamed out in sectionals last year. This year they've reached back up. They're going up. New Prairie, they lose some seniors. They're going down a little bit, but it's all the flow of high school baseball and why it's such a great sport to watch year to year. First pitch is high here. They've got Kamichek batting here. One 1-0 here as Stockbridge is back to work. That's fouled off and right back at us.
Stockbridge showed some really good command last inning. Only 8 pitches, all 3 outs. And I don't know, he's pitching for contact right now. He's getting a lot of first pitch strikes, always good early in games, and he's setting himself to go up pretty deep into this game.
That is going to miss for ball 2. Stockbridge here working on Kamichek. And the 2-1, and that was going to get the call. Good pitch there on the outside edge. That's been his spot his whole year and really his whole time here at Penn. Knows how to command the outside, and that makes it tough for some hitters. 2-2 on the way. And that hits him. Tried to throw the slider and hit it on the back foot, but it nicks him there, and it's a leadoff man on through a hit by pitch.
The designated hitter, number 11, Zach Henrich.
Zach Henrich will come up to the plate now. He's DHing tonight.
We got Bennett Hartford playing in just in front of the grass line here. It looks like he's going to be preventing the bunt with no outs. Runner on first. We'll see if they put him in motion.
New Prairie this year, they haven't scored a lot of runs through the long ball. They've been just going through a manufacturing run, so Hartford looking to prevent that, as you said.
We got middle infielders playing the two-ball, playing the double play. It looks like Bet Stockbridge will pitch for some contact here for sure. Try and get that rollover.
Good stop by Horvath there behind the dish.
And he's been excellent at the dish this year. I mean, he's definitely been a huge contributor for the Kingsmen.
We're in the bottom of the second here. It's 0-0. Leadoff man on. Kamicek is on first through a hit by pitch. 2-0 here. And a swing and a miss from Henrich. And it's 2-1. One hit in this game combined through both teams, and New Prairie has that hit. That came with 2 outs in the first inning. 2-1, and a check swing. Looked like he went. They will say not. You know, he didn't have a great view, and that's the disadvantage of not having full umpires. You know, it's an advantage for the hitter. You know, you can get away with a couple more check swings, but that from here looked certainly like he went. 3-1, and a swing and a miss.
Stockbridge is sticking with his guns right here. He's just going straight velocity right down the middle. It looks like this hitter's just way behind on his timing right now. Definitely going to have to catch up.
Would he make the change and go with a little breaking ball here, see if he can catch him cheating on the fastball?
Could definitely go with that.
Runner on the move, swing and a miss. Throw down by Horvath is in time. He got him. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Well, you know, they said the middle infield was playing the double play ball. Not that double play ball, but they'll take it all the less. And bases are now empty with 2 outs.
Stockbridge showcased that fastball right there, just going right back to it for all 3 strikes, and Kiden was able to get a really good throw down to 2.
First pitch, chopped to short, fielded off 2 hops by Plummer. Throw over to Barnes, ends the inning, and we will head to the 3rd inning. A double play on a strike him out, throw him out, shuts down any inklings of a rally, and it is still 0-0. We'll be back with the 3rd inning here on the Pennant. And the Pennant welcomes you back to Greg Dykes Field here. Kingsmen and Cougars 0-0. I'm James Mason alongside Nate Zizzo and Danny Morton. And we've got a nice game going here, 0-0. A reminder, the Pennant will have coverage of both the softball and baseball sectionals live, audio only, on the IHSAA.TV website. You can go to that website, search up Penn High School, and you will see the broadcast. First game will be baseball against South Bend Adams. Over in LaPorte, I'll be out over there, at least by myself. Maybe someone else will join me. We'll have to see, as that's in the future. Nate Zizzo says he should be there. Strike one here. We're in the top of the third. It is Colton Rarick batting. He pitched yesterday, went 2 innings. Not his best stuff, but got out of there relatively unscathed as he fouls off. That pitch only gave up 1 run. High pitch count forced him out, though. Started the year hot pitching. Hitting the ball pretty well, too. Batting .714 and 7 at-bats. That's 5 for 7. Did not get the call there, 1 and 2.
And the thing I've noticed about pitchers who hit and they bat, and I don't know, I just noticed that they really have that feel for them, like what they're gonna throw and how they're just gonna play.
It's got to be an advantage there. You know, you're in the pitcher's mind because you are a pitcher. I see what you're saying there. As it's fouled off, it's still 1 and 2.
I mean, you feel the emotions and what they're thinking.
Could also be a curse that you might overthink some things.
Yep.
But I'm sure there's that nice balance in between. Kaiden Horvath is on deck. He smacked a double yesterday, not having his best season batting. Excellent defensively, but he's been coming alive here recently. 1-2, and a beautiful breaking ball in there for strike 3. Strikeout looking there, and there's 1 down.
See that inside call getting framed again by Robinson. And Rarick seems a little bit frustrated with the call right there.
Kaiden Horvath at the plate now. 6 hits this season. 4 of them have come in the last 5 games. First pitch is outside. Seems like a shifted strike zone. The outside's not getting called as much, but the inside is. So we'll see how they adjust. Maybe take a step, maybe to your left if you're a righty. In that batter's box, give yourself a little more room between the plate and the bat. 1-0, there is the fastball in there for a strike. Yeah. 1-1, and that's fouled off. 1 and 2. And we've got a meeting here.
Looks like Robinson got a little ball to the shoulder. They're going to check him out.
Hopefully he's all right. He has been excellent this season for New Prairie, and it looks like he's okay. He's a catcher. He's used to it. We've got a former Little League catcher here right next to me, Nate Zizzo.
I guess, and we got a former Little League pitcher here, James Mason.
Oh, I wasn't much of a pitcher. I was more of a belly itcher. 1-2. That's high. And it's 2 and 2. Sun's starting to set. Lights are on. 2-2 here. And that brushes him back. It's 3 and 2. And then we'll get some cheers from the dugout. Horvath has worked it full.
I mean, I think Horvath might take an aggressive approach here on the 3-2. I feel like over a more conservative approach, I think he might just swing away here.
When he makes contact, it goes a fair amount of ways. He's got to check his swing, and he's going to be upset with that as he goes around. Another strikeout there, 2 down.
Definitely a quality at-bat there, though, seeing 6 pitches. They're working solely Crest's pitch count pretty high, and wouldn't be surprised if we see some action down in the bullpen here pretty soon.
Up to 46 pitches. Top of the order back up here, River Pacina. Seen a lot of 3-ball counts here as I look at the score sheet to my right. That is low, ball 1. 1-0 with 2 down. And that will not get the call. It is 2-0. At the top of the order up here, Pacina gets on, gets some hope going for a 2-out rally here. 2 balls, no strikes. That's low. 3-0. How does the approach change for the hitters here, Danny, now that you've seen them once?
Well, they've seen this pitcher already, obviously. He's starting to get up there a little bit higher in the pitch counts. They're 100% talking to each other in the dugout right now about, what they've seen, what he's throwing more often, if he's relying on the curveball, which in this one it looks like he is.
Walks him on 4 pitches, and now the Kingsmen look to start something up. You never know. You got that top of the order up. Dangerous batters.
Talked about those 2-out rallies. Now would be a pretty good time for one.
Sure would be. You talk about them giving the scouting reports, and yesterday I was at the game. We didn't broadcast, but I was here. And right after Mason Braun, he took a called third strike, and he comes right over to the on-deck circle, and he gives him a full scouting report. And that's what the team does, and it's a little different from last year. That's a strike. It's a little different from last year. They were, the chemistry was there last year, but they just seemed like they were a little unenergetic at times. But this team, they've dialed in, and all season long, they're at the top of the rail. They're at the top step of the dugout every single time as time is called.
I feel like the communication, we just have an excellent ball club here on our hands with the communication and everybody just working together. We got a great team here.
And not at all a knock on the guys last year. They were great. But this team's got something special about them. 0-1, runner on the move. Throw down to try and get Pacina. Not in time. A stolen base. Number 2 on the night for the Kingsmen. First of the night for Pacina. And now trying to manufacture something here. 2 strikes.
Got 2 outs, 2 strikes. Plum's got to put something in play here. Got to give himself a chance to score River. Maybe find a little gap in the shifted middle infield right here.
And they've been playing Plummer pretty much straight up here. Looking to hold the runner on at second. 0-2, the pitch on the way. Chops it down the first base line. It's foul. Oh, 0-2. Kress at 53 pitches. He'll pick up his hat. Toss it back on his head. Pacina on second. With 2 strikes. Back up the middle and deep behind second. Fielded throw. Got him. Nice play by Nacarado. Maybe saves a run there. If that got through, that could have been a run, and it is still 0-0. Bennett will be right back with the bottom of the third. And welcome back. Bennett bringing you Kingsman Baseball. I'm James Basin alongside Nate Zizzo and Danny Morton. Leading off here is Gio Nacarado, who just made a nice play. They were at short to end last half inning. Squares around a bunt, lays it down right back to Stockbridge, and he makes the play. Nice catch there by Barnes at first. With one down.
I mean, I think the whole infield had to make a quick adjustment. I don't think they were expecting a bunt on the first pitch.
Especially in a leadoff scenario there.
That is an interesting play. I mean, it's a good play. It catches them off guard, especially for a fast player like Nicaro.
Yeah, Bennett's rethinking his position right now. You can tell he's even with the base currently. Usually he is a little bit further back, so.
Swing and a miss. Jagger Daniels at the plate. Right side of the infield, and pretty much everyone except Bennett is playing back near the grass. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Outfield pretty much playing him straight up. No wind tonight. It is just dead air.
Great night for baseball.
0-2. Oh, man, he gave him a sword. He chopped down on that one like he was holding an axe on a piece of wood. 2 down.
The second baseman, number 2, Dylan Bishop.
So second at bat for Dylan Bishop, who struck out his first time up to lead off the game for the Cougars. We're in the bottom of the third. It's still 0-0. 2 outs, nobody on for the Cougars. Stockbridge back to work, and he brushes him off the plate there inside.
They've only seen Stockbridge throw 24 pitches tonight, which is kind of a double whammy for New Prairie. I mean, he's going to be able to stay in the game a lot longer, and they have less of an idea what he's going to throw in certain counts, making it more unpredictable. I think he's really going to be able to go at these batters second time through the lineup.
Kind of pulled the fastball there on that last pitch, 2-0. But yeah, the average pitch count for an inning typically in most levels of baseball is 15. He's in his third inning of work, and he's got 25. It's 2-0 here, and he takes a strike, and it's 2-1.
I mean, I feel like a take there. I think that's a must. I
Yeah,
mean, get in a feel for the pitcher, see what he's doing.
That one, oh, he gets the call. Nice frame by Horvath, and New Prairie's going to be scratching their head at that one.
That was just a bit outside.
Right back to that outside corner. It's been going there all game.
2-2, and he got him looking.
There's that call going both ways. We saw it for New Prairie, now we're seeing it for the Kingsmen. I think Stockbridge is going to keep that in the back of his head going into the next inning.
Stockbridge strikes out Bishop for the second time. We got to the fourth inning, 0-0, Kingsmen and Cougars. We'll be right back. And the pennant welcomes you back here. Sun is going down rapidly. The lights are doing their job here. New lights here at Coach Greg Dykes Field, the same lights they have out on the football field, which the pennant will bring you Kingsman football. At the start of next school year, me and Nate Zizzo will have the Kingsman football. They look to improve on last season's inspiring campaign.
Yep.
And they look to get back at Crown Point for the end of last season. They got another shot at them. They're in their sectional again next year. It's Mason Braun leading things off here. We're in the top of the fourth inning, 0-0. There is strike one, nice pitch.
Mason seems to excel usually second, third at-bats against the same pitcher, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this at-bat.
The last few games, the Kingsmen have put up crooked numbers in their fourth inning. Let's see if that happens again as time is called there by Kress. He'll have to think things over again. Oh, 0-1. And that is outside, 1-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if New Prairie got someone in the bullpen warming up pretty soon.
Yeah, he's at 56 pitches right now, probably in the next inning or two.
Pretty effective so far in this one.
Yeah, with how deep he's gone, he has been effective. Not a lot of foul balls. 1-2.
Gets a call in the outside corner. See him going back over there like he did last at-bat against him. 4 straight balls.
Braun might be trying to cheat, poke this one the other way down the third base line, and Kress has got to call time. Braun, in batting practice at least, he has hit one off of the school, or so I'm told by teammates and fans that have watched him take batting practice.
I would believe that he's excellent power, and he's that 5-tool player that a lot of teams look for.
Yeah, excellent defense, great speed, great contact, great power. He's got all the tools.
Was the first-ranked first baseman going into this season, but they gave Will Barnes right to that. Stuck Braun in right field, and he's done great out there so far this year.
He's got sneaky speed. He's pretty quick for a power hitter. 3-2. Oh, and he got him. He'll remember that one. And it looked like it was the changeup. He hasn't thrown it much. It looked like it was a little bit of a changeup there at the bottom.
There was a little bit of a wrinkle in that one. It's not every day that you strike out a LSU commit. So, yeah, Sully Kress is definitely going to be feeling off of that as he goes through the rest of the lineup.
He's got to face Bennett Hartford here. This is the heart of the Kingsman order, no pun intended. Strike one called.
Excellent game for Kress. He already has 4 strikeouts in this game, and I mean, we're just seeing a lot from him. He's performing great, especially against a lot of collegiate athletes here.
0-1. You know, I talked to Coach Dykes when he was getting the field named after him. He was doing a speech. He said he grew up watching the Tigers, you know, being from Michigan. And I wonder if the lineup construction, it kind of jumps out to me. It kind of, you know, it strikes a chord. I've watched a lot of Tigers baseball myself. He constructs the lineup pretty similar to how the Tigers' real good teams used to look. You know, Mason Braun kind of in that Miguel Cabrera spot. You got Bennett Hartford where Prince Fielder would be. You know, Will Barnes in that same spot. So it's interesting to me. He's got the 2 contact guys at the start, like you know, Austin Jackson. Those of you that remember. 0-1. That is in there for strike 2. Says he was a big Jim Leland fan. Jim Leland inducted into the Hall of Fame last summer. Dykes already an Indiana baseball Hall of Famer. 0-2. Whoa, way up and in. Hartford has to limbo out of the way, and it's 1-2. Someone just said Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson from the Penn dugout.
Was that Huck in the dugout? I think it might have been Huck saying Michael Jackson. 1-2 on the ground to Nacarado. He will make the play, and there's 2 down.
Kress looks like he's digging a little bit deeper into his bag. We had not seen the changeup very often until this inning. He's throwing it a lot more. Maybe doesn't have as good of a feel for that curveball anymore, or maybe he just sees that the changeup's working for him. Definitely unfold as we go further into this one.
2 outs, nobody on. Here is Will Barnes. This is where, you know, you're not getting many hits. You're actually hitless right now. Knock on wood if you're New Prairie. No hitter going. Still early. But this is where you're getting shut down on offense. This is where you need Will Barnes. He might want to pop one out of here. 1-0. And it is in there for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Fly ball, right field, pretty well struck. Going back into near the line, and the catch is made by Kamicek. Hit that one pretty well to the opposite field. Didn't get that one to carry too well as it was tailing off into foul territory. That ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 0-0, Kingsman and New Prairie. And welcome back to Greg Dykes Field. Reed Robinson, the catcher, leading things off here for the Cougars. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 0-0. I'm James Mason alongside Nate Zizzo and Danny Morton. A very chaotic day as Stockbridge steps off, but both pitchers are dialed in after the delay, the moving of the location. We were originally scheduled at 4 Winds. Now we find ourselves here due to rain, as that's high ball 1. It was funny. It was pouring rain in downtown South Bend. We get back over here to Penn, and it is lightly sprinkling. And now the rain has subsided, and it is a beautiful, clear night. Welcome to the Midwest, people. 1-0. In the air to left, that's foul. Look out, cars. One and one. Into right on a line. Foul.
Oh, if he straightened that out a little more, that would have been trouble for the Kingsmen. That was great. Great exit velocity off the bat.
Just a little out in front of that one, and Stockbridge will do that to you, mixing up his speeds. I've noticed he's got 2 different fastballs he can throw. Sometimes he takes the velo off it. It acts as if it's a changeup, but it doesn't have any movement. Curveball.
Definitely messes with the hitter's brain right there for sure. We saw a slider inside. Reed was able to get it out there in the right field, just foul.
Reed Robinson is about as pure of a hitter you'll see on this New Prairie team. He swings it high, pop up into foul territory. Long run near the bullpen for Barnes. Tracks it down, but cannot haul it in. He had to reach behind him to try and make the catch, and he could not come up with it. Might have squeezed too early there. Two and two. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Stockbridge.
Goes right back to that slider that Reed fouled off into foul territory, right field on a line, and looks like he was sitting fastball right there for sure. Wasn't able to adjust to it.
One down for Jordan Davis. Stockbridge to work, and that one is laced into left center. Long run for Pacina. Dives and can't make the catch. Now Taylor's got to make a play. Rounding second, heading for third. This could be a tight play. Long relay. Double clutch on the throw, and he is safe. Double clutch there on the pickoff. Or sorry, not the cutoff there from Plummer. Plummer double clutch. He couldn't get the grip on it.
Yeah, it looked like it got stuck in the web of his glove.
It's a one-out triple.
That would have been a really close play, probably in favor of the Kingsmen.
And now, here's Sully Kress looking to give New Prairie the lead.
Looks like the defense is a little bit confused here. Stockbridge not stepping off.
Sully Kress's first hit, and it was a line drive, and I feel like he's getting more of a feel for Stockbridge up in there.
We got the corners in, Hartford and Barnes. They'll be going 4 on a ground ball here.
That's in the dirt good, blocked by Horvath. That has been his value all season long. It's got to feel good. It's got to be a very nice mentality to have if you're the pitcher, knowing I've got a catcher back there. He's going to stop everything I throw. 1-0. Barnes takes a couple steps back. He's still fairly in. 1-0. Upstairs. Now you have the base open. Do you consider, pitching around him and trying to set up a double play here?
There is definitely a pro to pitching around him here. He is the 4-hole, one of the better hitters on their team, Sully Kress, and third baseman is 100% looking to push something with his speed here on a ball and play.
Kamichek is on deck. He's not the fastest. 3-0, and now maybe you deliver a cookie here, seeing if he's taking all the way. But probably just keeping this somewhere unhittable. 3-0. Barnes looking to lift up his pitcher there. Stockbridge still at 38 pitches. No action in either bullpen. It's 0-0 with 1 out and Davis on third. New Prairie dugout getting loud. 3-0. And he walks him with the base open. First and third, 1 out.
The next batter for the Cougars, the right fielder, number 1, Ben Kamichek. Running down at first base, for the Prairie, number 7, Trent.
Double play ball is now got to be in the back of Stockbridge's mind. We'll see if he throws for contact or for swing and a miss here.
They get the courtesy runner down at first base.
We'll see if New Prairie's head coach decides to put on a steal here. Bunt is definitely an option. Bennett's still playing in.
That's Trent Mamaza down at first. First and third, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth, 0-0. Stockbridge now 5 straight balls.
Not a big lead over there at first. Definitely not anything intimidating for Penn. I don't think they want to run on the Stockbridge-Kiden duo.
Yeah, they got to strike him out, throw him out already. 1-0, getting a little jumpy at first now. That is away, 2-0.
Stockbridge has got to settle in there. I believe that is 6 straight balls.
It is. See if he goes back to the fastball. Hopefully they're not cheating on it, and maybe if they are, it's just too hard to hit. Up and in, runner is going to get there. He went with a little delayed steal. Now some bullpen action for the Kingsmen getting going. Heading down to the bullpen, that is Kyler Kazmarski to get ready and warm up.
Double play ball is now gone. Sac fly still in play, and you got a 3-0 count with first base open.
Corners are in. 3-0. On the way. Gets the strike. Maybe a courtesy call there.
Stockbridge's pitch count is starting to climb a little bit here. He's really got to work his way out of this jam. 3-1 count.
3-1. Fouled off, and now Kamichek finds himself in a full count. On deck is Zach Henrich, who is 0 for 1.
Very big pitch right here. It's the difference between bases loaded with 1 out, or you got runners on 2 and 3 with 2 outs. Very big difference.
3-2 with 1 out. Runners on second and third. 0-0 game. Stockbridge against Kamichek. Popped him up. Stockbridge is called off by Barnes, and they get the pop out. That is a huge, huge unproductive out there.
Big time sequence from Stockbridge. He finds himself in a 3-0. 100% forgot about the curveballs and just went straight heaters. Was able to produce an out there, and now we're in a pretty good situation for the defense we got out there.
Excellent comeback from Stockbridge, going from the 3-0 to the 3-2.
Job is still not finished. Second and third. A hit would make it 2-0 if it gets out of the infield. First pitch, swing and a miss. Stockbridge maybe dialed back in. Oh, and 1. Delivered, and that's up and out. Trying to keep him honest there. He's not going to only pump heaters in there. 1-1. Facing Zach Henrich. With 2 down and 2 on in a scoreless ball game. And we got a time called here. Lengthy inning here. We near 9:30 here for those of us in Eastern Time. Game was originally scheduled for 7, shifted to 8:30 after the rain, and now to Penn. 1-1 is low. 2-1. Stockbridge here now, a 2-1 with 2 outs. Big pitch here. Swing and a miss. There he goes, breaking ball. 2-2. With 2 down and 2 on, it's Deuces Wild.
This could be a game-deciding moment here.
Crowd is dialed in for this one. 2-2. He got him swinging. Stockbridge is out of the jam. He battles back, strikes him out, and we go to the 5th inning, 0-0. And we're back. Caden Stockbridge, what a comeback out of the jam there. You know, he gets a couple runners on with one out, and you know, he gets the pop out, a little lucky, gets the strikeout big time. What made that moment so huge there?
Well, he didn't let that triple. It seemed like he did let that get into his head a little bit. He threw a couple balls. He let another guy get on, and then it looked like senior leader Will Barnes, he was able to talk to Stockbridge a little bit. He was able to give him a little bit of insight, settle him down. Stockbridge took a deep breath, and he came back and was able to get those outs. Kaiden's definitely calling a great game behind the plate, and I don't know, it really seems like Stockbridge could be good for another inning, maybe even two.
2-0 here, and yeah, really just a great comeback there.
And, I mean, Caden Stockbridge, he has a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. It's 40 strikeouts to 19 batters walked, and he's been able to come back in these big moments like this, and that's just really what makes a pitcher.
Got to have a short memory if you're a pitcher. 3-0 here after the up and in pitch. And he's taking all the way, strike one to Gavin Taylor.
It does look like Kress is getting a little bit tired out there. Hitting in the 4-hole and pitching today is definitely taking a toll on him. As that fastball looked a couple ticks down from what he was at in the first 2 innings.
And he walks Taylor. Taylor trying to get the dugout fired up. A leadoff walk. And now the Kingsmen look to start something here as Dawson French will come to the plate. We're going to get a mound visit here.
Mound visit with nobody in New Prairie's bullpen.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised. I would think by now maybe they would have someone warming up at least.
Unless the guy they want to pitch is already in the field.
Looks like Coach Dykes, Coach Stanton, Gavin Taylor, and Dawson French are having a little meeting right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach puts on a little hit and run, maybe a little bunt and run.
Not much is brewed for this Kingsman offense. The defense and pitching has done their part. Now it's the offense. They got to pick it up. They are still hitless here as we are in the top of the 5th. Dawson French looks to change that after the leadoff walk by Taylor. Time is called. Battle of the 13s. French wearing number 13. And number 13 on the mound, Sully Kress. Bunt was applied, and he popped it right back. And if not for the fence, our analyst here, Danny, would have gotten hit.
Oh, I did hit on that a little bit earlier. Dykes and Stanton, Coach Dykes and Coach Stanton were talking to French and Gavin. The key thing on a bunt and run, though, is Gavin needs to see this ball down. He needs to see that ball hit the ground and just have to avoid the double play here.
There's the bunt on the ground, but a nice play by Reed Robinson to touch it before it goes fair. And that puts 2 strikes on French and takes the bunt out of play. That is a savvy play by Reed Robinson.
Looked like a really good bunt from Dawson as well. I thought that one was definitely down. Gavin saw it down.
Gavin would have easily gotten a second there.
Almost a perfectly executed play by the Kingsmen there.
That would have been a hard throw for Robinson, especially trying to get it around French, who's very tall. 0-2. And it's low. So now with the bunt out of play, probably just looking for your average at bat. Big hole on the right side. They don't expect French to go the other way here. Outfield shifted slightly to the left. If he does go the other way, the right fielder is playing closer to the line. 1-2. There goes the runner. Right back to the pitcher, and Sully throws over to first. He pump faked to second.
What a play by Kress. That was absolutely incredible. Falling down while snagging the ball. Checks 2, decides he can't get that runner in time, and he turns over to 1 and gets the assured out. What a play.
That ball was absolutely smacked too.
It was hit very well right up the middle. That, if we had a radar gun, that probably reads at least 80 off the gun.
Absolutely.
That's high ball 1.
Very hard for a pitcher to react right after they make a pitch to the plate. They're still landing.
Colton Rarick is at the dish here. That is inside. Great block by Robinson. 2-0. Frenchie has gone down to the pen. Dawson French is warming.
We'll see what Coach Stanton, the Penn Kingsman pitching coach, decides what he wants to do here with this bottom of the 5th inning upcoming.
Could really change things if they get a run on the board. 2-0 is high. It's 3-0. How does it change things if the Kingsmen do get a run on the board here?
Puts a lot of pressure on New Prairie for sure. I mean, they were able to get 2 on in scoring position last inning, but it hurts that they couldn't get them in. Definitely puts some pressure as they get into the bottom of their lineup in the next inning.
3-0, taking all the way was Rarick, and it's in there for a strike. If the Kingsmen get a run here, do you trust Stockbridge to go back out there, or do you turn it over to the bullpen?
Stockbridge has a lot of motivation and a lot of energy coming off of that last inning. Getting out of that jam, I would definitely put them back out there for another one.
3-1 on the ground, deep in the hole, sliding stop, can't make the play. He does stop it from getting in the outfield, and there is the first hit of the game. As it's ruled a hit, it is the first hit of the game for the Kingsmen. And runners at the corner.
First hit of the game comes from your unlikely hitter in this lineup for sure. The 8-hole Colton Rarick, he's a pitcher. He's a pitcher most of the time, but as we can see right there, he can swing the stick for sure.
Nacarado almost had that. First and third.
Runners on the corners.
Flied foul.
Rarick's a fast guy. I could see him put him in. I could see Coach putting him in motion here, but I think they're gonna give this at bat to Kaiden.
You got Pacina on deck. The analytics say if there gets to 2 outs, the analytics say you should always steal second. There's only 1 out here. But when you have first and third and 2 outs, they say the runner at first should steal second 100% of the time. If they throw down, it's hard to get the runner out at first. And if he's got any speed, he should be safe. And if he's safe, your runner from third can break home. Now, with 1 out, the percentage is a little lower of when you should go, as it's a delayed steal. Robinson thought he wasn't going, and it's a stolen bag for Rarick.
That block just gave Robinson 0 chance to even have the opportunity to throw out Rarick. Very good delayed call sign from Coach Dykes over there. And now Kaiden's going to have this at-bat to himself. He's got 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. Fly ball does it. Ground ball could do it.
Infield is in. They'll be shooting home if they get a chance. 1-1. Nice breaking ball. Strike 2.
Very high leverage situation here for a senior like Kaiden. 9-hole hitter. A lot of weight on his shoulders right now. We're going to get to see how he handles it.
He didn't play much his junior year. He was behind a couple other catchers. He's risen through the ranks. He takes ball 2.
Yeah, he was behind senior Isel. Did not get a lot of playing time last year, that is for sure.
Towards the end of the season, they let him get a little bit non-conference play. He looked pretty good behind the plate, and he's definitely done the job his senior year. 2-2. Nice curveball, struck him out. And it is quite the pitcher's duel we've got going on here. Now, could you imagine the scenes here if he gets out of this jam right after Stockbridge gets out of his?
It's just back and forth. Great defense for both of these teams, and the fact of the matter is, I mean, someone's got to get a run on the board.
Exactly. You know, the Kingsmen, their offense has been a little down a little bit here as they get into NIC play. Here, and you know, they're facing a really good pitcher on the mound here. The number 1 for New Prairie, he is their ace.
Can I note real quick, I mean, we still have 0 action from the New Prairie bullpen, and Sully Crest is at 87 pitches.
Unbelievable.
This is feeling reminiscent of a Concord sectional game.
Exactly.
You know. The Kingsmen were playing.
I believe he had about 140 pitches.
122, I believe.
Pretty clear that this coach is pretty ambitious with Soley. He wants to spend him on this game for sure.
1-1 here. Hey, you know, anytime you got a chance to face the #1 team in the state, you want to give it your best effort every single time. You want to make a statement. And this is a team last year. New Prairie finished 3rd in the NIC. They took it all the way to state. They got hot at the right time. Up and out, 2-1. And when you got a hot pitcher, just like Kress here, you get some danger. Two and one. 2-1 inside, and a stone cold look from Pacina. He was ready for that ball to hit him. Tried to backdoor that breaking ball, or back foot that breaking ball. 3-1.
River definitely with the green light here. Coach Dykes wants him swinging at anything he can hit.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 2nd and 3rd, 0-0. Fly ball to center. Driven back. Conley is under it, and he makes the catch. Solid contact, but the ball is just not flying tonight. It was flying last night, but not tonight. We'll see. French gets done warming. I think they're going to give him the bottom of the 5th. We'll see when we come back. It's still 0-0. Welcome back. Bottom 5, 0-0. What a game we got brewing here. Stockbridge still on the mound, French still at 2nd, but we imagine that if there's a base runner here, Stockbridge is coming out, Zoltanski's coming in at 2nd, French is going on the mound. First pitch.
I feel like that's
off.
just a conservative thing to do as a coach. I mean, you want to, you don't want to overcharge them with pitches, but at the same time, I feel like French can deliver, but Stockbridge, I mean.
French, as a sophomore last year, was fantastic. He's been even better this year with an 0.66 ERA. As that one gets to the backstop, 1-1.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Stockbridge definitely on a short leash here. Exactly what she says. Probably 1 base runner or 1 hit.
Swing and a miss. He elevates the fastball better than anyone, and he gets those swings and misses here.
And we are talking about in the 4th inning, does Stockbridge still have that fire in him? And I think he does. I think he does. I think he can stay for another inning or 2.
We've finally got some action in the New Prairie bullpen, it looks like.
We will let you know. Did not bring binoculars today, not like I ever do, but you'd need them to see down there. Cannot exactly tell. We'll let you know when we get a word. 1-2 is high, and it's 2-2. Riley off again. He's battling here. 2-2. Stockbridge probably going to leave everything he's got left. Probably going to leave it out on this field right now. One of the more exciting pitching duels you will see in the Northern Indiana Conference. Every NIC game just means a little more. Doesn't matter what the records are, as that one's fouled off again. Doesn't matter what the records are. We're winding down the season. We're getting to state tournament time, and everything means
And we talked about this game. If Penn wins this game and they beat St. Joe, they clinch the NIC.
Exactly.
And this game is huge. If they win this game and Penn defeats St. Joe next Tuesday,
That's an NIC title, another one in the illustrious career of Greg Dykes. All three there. Three balls, two strikes. Looking to get the leadoff batter out here. And the pitch to Masters from Stockbridge. Swing and a miss. Here comes Gio Nacarado. And it's not always about how you win the games. You know, the Kingsmen, they've passed the items. Now it's just about finding ways to win when you face some adversity. Hides and makes the catch. Nice play by Dawson French. Two down.
The left fielder, number 10, Jagger Daniels.
Jagger Daniels steps up to the dish with two down here. 60 pitches for Stockbridge. 1-1.
and Stockbridge, he needs some poise here to get through this game, and he's got to stay calm. He needs that momentum to get him through this.
That is low and away, 2-1.
He's definitely not letting the chatter from the dugout get to his head right now. He's really locked in.
And I feel like he's in his own world. Him and Horvath, they got that connection.
They're just playing catch out there. 2-1, fouled off. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Kingsmen will have Plummer, Braun, Hartford due up next inning. That could be the inning to break through. 2-2, two outs, and the delivery just got a piece of it foul. Packed house here at Greg Dykes Field, all the way down the left and right field lines. It is filled, and the bleachers pretty full. 2-2, foul off. You could not picture a better night for baseball after the chaos that we went through over at Four Winds.
It's just a beautiful night for some baseball.
It is, and we got two real good pitchers on the mound tonight.
They're making Stockbridge really work for this last out. He's in a 2-2 count, two straight foul balls with a ball to work with. I don't think he goes in the zone here.
Whoa. Oof. Curveball. Looks like it maybe slipped out of his hand. Well, there was some rain here earlier, so the ball might be a little slick.
Yeah,
turf.
Rosin bag's coming in handy right now.
Sure is.
All it takes is one knock in these type of 0-0 games.
One swing can change the game dramatically, and it's fouled off.
What an at-bat for Jagger Daniels.
He is fighting today. He struck out once. This is his second at-bat. There are just 3 hits combined between these two teams. And a timeout called by Daniels.
Impressive 7 strikeouts on the day for Stockbridge.
Adding to his total already. Fouled off, and they are really working Stockbridge. Stockbridge had 40 strikeouts coming into the day. It's at 47 now.
He's nearing that half-century mark on the year.
Three and two. Stockbridge again. Check swing. Appeal. Yes, sir. That ends the 5th inning. It is still scoreless. We go to the 6th on the pennant. 0-0. And the pennant welcomes you back to Greg Dykes Field. The Kingsmen and Cougars, 0-0. Plummer leads things off. He lines one to left, right at him.
One of the harder hit balls we've seen all day, and it's just right at the left fielder.
How about Jagger Daniels? He worked that at bat at the end of the last inning, and he records the first out here in the top of the 6th.
Kress is going to have to stay efficient if he can go deeper into this one. That's definitely going to help right there.
Here comes Mason Braun, and he struck out last time up, but he was angry about it, and he knew, you could tell in the way he hit the ground, he knew he should have had that pitch, and you know he's going to be looking.
Looks like a little bit of confusion here on the field.
And Dawson French is still in the bullpen. I think he's just getting loose in case something happens with Stockbridge.
Because, you know, he can't completely stay loose because he does have to play second base in between innings. So not a crazy unusual thing to see. It looks like he wants a new ball.
An intense, no?
Are they walking him?
Ball?
No, I think he's getting a new ball.
New ball, okay.
I was wondering that as well.
Yeah, the catcher started to stand outside.
That'd be an interesting move.
Yeah, Mason Braun is a guy you would maybe walk.
He's one of a kind.
He is. He participated in the last December. He played in Max Clark's Holiday Slugfest. He was on Max Clark's team. So I'm sure that is cool for him to be around some MLB players. Well, not MLB yet, but soon to be MLB players.
Big name from Franklin, Indiana.
That's right.
It's a high school there, drafted by the Tigers.
That's right. My Tigers,
First round.
they got a superstar coming up.
And this is a big game for him.
Yeah.
Back against his old team. And
that's right. Mason Braun, he former New Prairie Cougar. Then he went down, played some prep ball last season, and now he's back up north here, playing with the Kingsmen against his former team, the 2-0. Keeps it outside, 3-0, and you'd figure New Prairie, they know what damage he can do. He was part of that team that lost the state championship a couple years ago. That was back when he was a sophomore, and he was still raking then. 3-0. Ooh, gets the call.
Well, courteous call there, it's looking like. Same pitch as the last one.
That was a tad bit outside, but I guess you could see.
Hey, maybe Braun saying, all right, you want to give him that call? I'll take it. Maybe I can take him yard here. 3-1. 96 pitches here for Kress. What a performance so far. Looking like Braden Messenger last year for Concord. He walks him on 5 pitches. Now the Kingsmen starting to brew something up.
We might be coming to that at-bat a little bit later. Bennett may make Kress pay for that one.
Barnes is on deck. Hartford, the second of the killer bees, if you want to call them that. Through with Braun.
We talk
Bennett
about that. Just
and
great
Barnes.
stretch of the lineup right there.
Ooh, he was not looking fastball there. He was tardy on that one.
Big old hack from Hartford. We don't usually see him take swings out of his shoes like that.
The only time you see him kind of leaning back after a swing is when he knows he got one.
He wanted that ball. He wanted every single bit of it.
And you know he's still feeling that swing he had over in Elkhart in that 12th inning, the 3-run home run in the extra innings there. We may be heading for extras today.
Oh.
It's the call, 0-2.
Next pitch will mark the old century mark. Pitch number 100 right here.
Kress out of the stretch with Braun on first. In the air to right. Kamichek, long one, off his glove. Braun had to hold, he's heading to third. On his way to second is Hartford. Braun will get into third. Oh my goodness. Kamichek had it until he didn't.
Crucial mistake by Kamichek, the right fielder. Bennett got a hold of this one, and I'm not totally sure if he might have lost it in the lights because that ball was in and out.
he had a bit of a back pedal.
Batter, Prairie Kingsman, the first baseman, number 18, William Barnes.
Ooh, you got Will Barnes right here. He's up to bat. He's a big old hitter. Swings his stick pretty hard. A lot of RBIs this season. I want to see how Crest deals with him. Might throw around him with first base open.
Ruled an error on that last play. And yeah, you do look to maybe see if you walk Barnes here. That's ball one. They're definitely going to pitch him carefully. They've gotten him out twice.
With one out, Will might just be looking to grab a hold of something, get it into the outfield.
Infield comes in a 0-0 ball game. The 1-0 taking in there for a strike. He drops the breaking ball in there.
Excellent pitch by Kress, and he just got that right into that bottom right corner, and that's just what he's able to do, drop it in there.
1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Whoa, that gets to the backstop. Here comes Braun, and the Kingsmen take the lead. Oh, man. That sailed over the top of Barnes. And the Kingsmen fight and claw and scratch their way to a 1-0 lead.
Oh, that's a crucial error for the Cougars, and you hate to see that happen. And
slowly seeing Crest lose command all game, and right there we see it on a pretty big scale. Blows it right over Will Barnes' head. And
2-1. That one's high. 3-1. 104 pitches now. Fatigue showing here for Cress.
Infield's still playing in. They're hoping to get that out at home. Maybe a double play with the ground ball.
Hits one in the air to right. Back at the track, at the wall, off the wall. Barnes on his way to second. Run scores. That's Hartford scoring. Barnes looking for 3. Safe. It gets away. They didn't back it up, but now he is over there. And that's back-to-back days with a triple for Will Barnes. And it's 2-0 Kingsmen.
And finally, the bats are moving for the Kingsmen.
Bench is ecstatic after that loud contact. Barnes said he wanted to get a little Oppo Taco, a little right field home run before the season started, and he feet away from getting it right there.
Is the right fielder coming in to pitch?
It looks like Kamicek is coming in to pitch. That is it for Cress.
Very interesting decision here by the coach.
Yeah, Kamicek. Oh, now he's getting a new glove. So Kamicek is going to pitch. Cress, what a performance. 105 pitches, but the fatigue just gets the better of him there after
I feel like he could have been
the third.
I feel like he could have been taken out at the end of the end of the 5th inning there. And some of these moments, I mean, you wonder if it could cost you a game. You wonder, but
yeah, there we are. 2-0 Kingsman lead. Warming up is Kamicek. And now if you're the Kingsmen, you still have Stockbridge at a low pitch count. Do you consider bringing him out for another inning, or do you turn it over to French to protect the 2-0 lead, or do you trust Stockbridge and just give him a short leash where he can come out of the game if need be?
You got a couple insurance runs, of course. You got two right now. I think three might be the magic number for Stanton if he hasn't already decided in his head what he's going to do. Stockbridge at 71 pitches, I believe. So he's right on that threshold of what Penn believes how deep a pitcher should be going in a game. But definitely, if Kingsmen are able to tack on a couple more runs, they'll be thinking about what they'll do on the mound.
Obviously, it would be nice to have Stockbridge rested up, lighten his pitch count load here as we wind down the season before postseason play. But every win counts when you're battling St. Joe for the NIC. And they've got a good squad over there, the Huskies do. And
yep.
They are putting up a fight. They're 10-1 in NIC play. They now 11-1. They were up 21-0 on South Bend, Washington in the third inning today. I got to imagine they held on to that one.
I think they did, James.
Going out on a limb here, I think they held on to that one.
Still have the infield in with 1 out. Gavin Taylor up to hit.
Yeah, this is another big run here because if the Kingsmen can put this one a bloop and a blast, that's out of the question to tie the game.
They put Kress over in right field. Still has a pretty big arm. See if he can make an impact out there tonight.
That bounces in the dirt to Taylor. 1 ball and no strikes with Barnes on third. 1 out. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Kingsmen lead it 2-0, looking to add on.
Taylor was walked in the 5th. He made it all the way to third base when they just got that save with Kress. And I'll tell you what about Taylor. He's a great base runner. He's a scrappy player, and he's exactly who you want in these kind of situations.
He stands in there 2-0 after the ball inside and the pitch. That'll be in there for strike 1.
Call's been going both ways all day. Hitters have got to be ready for that. They got to know the ump zone by this point.
French on deck, 2-1. That bounces low. 3-1 now as Kamichek looking to retire his first batter he faces. And the pitch. Chop to third. Nice snag. Barnes had to retreat. The throw is not in time. Barnes coming home. Oh, big collision, and he's out.
Barnes has been ejected.
Barnes
has been ejected for running over.
And Barnes has been ejected for the collision at home. It's a double play, and how does that change things now for the Kingsmen?
Wow.
Who are they going to bring in at first base? They're going to bring Braun in from right?
I think they're going to have to bring Braun in and put, they could put Kaz maybe and Kazmarski in right field. And
that fires up New Prairie, and now let's see how that shifts the momentum. We'll have to see when we come back for the bottom of the 6th. The Kingsmen take the lead 2-0 though. Caden Stockbridge back out on the mound when we come back. Maybe. No, French has grabbed it. French on the mound when we come back. Pitching change. Well, some defensive changes here for the Kingsmen. Dawson French is onto the mound. He takes over for Caden Stockbridge. Brody Cashin takes over second base for French, and Will Barnes has been ejected for the collision at home. So they bring in Mason Braun from right field to play first base, which coming into the season, Mason Braun was ranked pretty highly as a first baseman, but they gave Barnes the first baseman spot. And then in right field, Kyler Kazmarski enters the game to play where Braun was playing. And leading off, it's the top of the order. It's Dylan Bishop.
This feels dangerous.
It does.
A fired up New Prairie team, top of the order, against a fresh Dawson French.
The entire right side of the field has been changed.
Dawson French to work.
Two of them
And-
coming off the bench, and you got to be thinking that the New Prairie coach is trying to tell these players to go to the other side of the field.
And I got to imagine you're right there, 1-0. And that's in there for a strike. So French comes into this game. He's got a .66 ERA. He's having quite the season. He had an excellent season last year, adding on to it this year. And there's that breaking ball that is so tantalizing to these hitters. Swing and miss, strike 2.
Kazmarski's playing in a little bit different spot. Oh, now he's shifting over to more where Braun was playing at.
1-2, got him swinging. And you can hear the Kingsman bench get fired up after that one. The energy from both of these dugouts is unmatched right now.
It's just fired up baseball, and
That's what you can get in these NIC
it
conference
feels
matchups.
like we're officially May baseball, right?
We sure are. The weather gets warmer, the birds start chirping, and the balls are flying. On the ground, hard to Cashin, who's just into the game. He makes the play. And there are 2 down.
The next batter for New Prairie, the first baseman, number 9.
Jordan Davis, he hit a triple earlier today, and this feels like a dangerous hitter who can make a splash.
Good thing is they've got him up with nobody on. So the tying run is still on deck. That's in the form of Sully Kress. Strike 1. Pumps in that pitch there. Middle infield plays back, 0-1. Swing and a miss. French is looking great.
That slider is absolutely lethal for French. You have vertical and horizontal drop on it, not just your usual X-plane sort of slider.
0-2. That's up and in. Nearly hit him. But that slider, that is his main pitch, and that is the reason.
He starts it in the middle, and it ends up halfway into the lefty's batter's box.
That is the reason that he was named to the preseason All-Northern Indiana team, as that misses outside 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Hard up the middle, fielded. Plummer throws, it's wide. Braun comes off the bag and makes the play. Just in from right field. Mason Braun hops off the bag, snags it out of midair, and applies the tag to end the inning. And it's still 2-0 Kingsman. What a play by Mason Braun.
Absolutely clutch, and we just barely got that tag off.
Got to show you why he is the #1 ranked first baseman in high school for all of Indiana. Very good play.
We go to the 7th inning, 2-0 Kingsman. And welcome back, the final inning here, hopefully, from Greg Dykes Field.
French is going to try and give himself a chance to earn himself a couple of insurance runs, as he's most likely going to take the mound in the bottom of the 7th.
Looking to close it out, get a 2-inning save. Swings and flies one to shallow right field, and into the game. Former pitcher making the catch there. That is Kress. One down.
The next batter for the Kingsmen, the designated hitter.
So there was a scoring change in between innings there. They scored the error earlier in the game out in right field that went off the top of the glove. They changed that to a hit, so the Kingsmen now have 3 hits and 2 runs.
And Rarick, a guy who collected the first hit for the Kingsmen between shortstop and third base, a little 5-6 hole.
And I feel like that's the right call, changing that from an error to a hit.
It was a tough play. He had to make a long run out there.
Absolutely tough play for Kamichi. And
Kamichek delivers one low. Yeah, it was a tough play there out there for Kamichek. It's 2-0 now. Rarick stands in. A hitter's count here. 1 homer on the year. Strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike. That is in there for strike 2.
Watches a couple benders, a couple off-speed pitches get by him. Looks like he's sitting fastball, but now he's going to have to protect.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And just missed. 3-2.
New Prairie's been getting that call all game, that's for sure. Rarick might have gotten away with one there.
1 out, nobody on. Just fights off that inside fastball. Nice swing there to stay alive.
Very good short swing, able to foul it off.
Rarick is 1 for 2 today. He had a single and a stolen base and a strikeout looking, and he's looking to carry the momentum from the single.
3-2. Check to swing 1 around. Drop third. Throw down by Robinson. There's 2 down. So now 2 down. And grabbing a bat.
Dalton Zoltansky.
Dalton Zoltansky pinch hitting here.
Dalton Zoltansky.
We'll see if they check him into the defense. Bottom of the 7th.
He's hitting for Horvath here.
Most likely a pinch
So
hit.
he'll be, should be him catching then. So that could get a little scary. You know, you got Horvath. He's normally a
definitely a
pretty
pinch
good
hitter
catcher.
here.
2 outs. First pitch. Ooh, up and in on the curveball.
That's a scary first pitch for Zoltansky.
At least it was a curveball, no high heat. One and 0 with 2 outs. Ooh, gets the call there. A 1-1.
I've noticed a lot from Robinson. He likes moving that glove just a tad bit more inside. It's been working a lot for New Prairie.
1-1 fouled off. So now 1-2. Zoltansky looking to shorten the swing here, find a way to put this ball in play. Comes into this game batting .435 in 23 at-bats.
Does not choke up on the bat. He likes to widen his stance out a little bit.
1-2. That is low, 2-2. Big thing for Zoltansky, he's managed to, in 31 plate appearances, have 23 at-bats, meaning he's got 8 walks. So on a small sample size, he knows how to work the count, 2-2, and he's working it again.
Good eye on him for sure.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Inside, 3-2. He's worked it full. Making Kamichek work here. 19 pitches.
Zoltansky.
Yeah, he does work counts well. 3-2. And he walked him. Great at bat there with 2 outs.
I mean, he survived it. Now we're back to the top of the order with River Persina. And
See if he might want to
just get a crack at it.
get some insurance runs here.
Yeah, they're definitely, coach is going to let him take his at-bat. You got 2 outs. Want to find a gap here, and there's plenty of them out there in the New Prairie defense. Just haven't been able to find them tonight.
Just 3 hits for the Kingsmen tonight. Runner on the move, up the middle, fielded by Nacarado, and a good scoop by Davis. That will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Kingsmen hold a 2-0 lead. Should be French to close it out. Dawson French is on the mound to close it out here for the Kingsmen. He'll face Sully Kress, who pitched 5 1/3 strong innings today, but he's set up to be the losing pitcher at the moment. First pitch is outside, ball 1. French looking for a 6-out save. French does not have a save this year. High, ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. New Prairie looking to get some runners on. There's a strike. 2-1.
It's like he found that heater, hoping he can get back to that slider like he was in the last inning, pulling the string on that.
That one misses low. It's 3-1. Do not want to walk the leadoff guy. Got to make him earn his way on. 3 balls, 1 strike. The delivery is outside, ball 4. The leadoff man is aboard, and the tying run is at the plate, and it's power hitter Kamichak coming to the plate.
Number 1, Ben Kamichak.
With a man on first and nobody out. New Prairie looking to start a rally. Tried to pick him off at first, didn't go.
A little bit of a strategic pickoff, trying to keep him close. No outs. First runner on.
Ooh, good stop.
Kaiden's been great all game. He's got a really good eye for the block.
1-0. Try and pick him off. Can't imagine he's going to try and steal. You know, they're looking to just get runners on base.
Yeah, definitely not with no outs. Definitely not going here.
Not wanting to make any outs on the base paths. That is in there for a strike. Nice pitch. 1-1. He hit a spot right there, right where Kaiden set up. With a runner on first and nobody out, it's 1-1 to Ben Kamichak. And he takes a called second strike.
Both these dugouts so loud, so versatile, and this has just been a heater of a game.
Dawson's feeling it right here. He's definitely going to go to that slider because, in worst case scenario, you try and get that double play ball right here.
1-2. Goes with the slider and just missed.
Definitely thought he was going to go slider, swing and a miss right there. Could see him going back to it with the 2-2 count. He's got a ball to give.
Try and pick him off. Ooh, Braun acted like he almost had him there. A lefty Braun, well fit for first base there. Get that tag on him real quick. 2-2. On the ground to short. Plummer to second. High throw. May have missed the bag. No, he did not. Ooh, that was close. They get the lead runner at second, though, and that's very important. To be honest, I almost thought he missed the bag there,
Yep.
Jumping off there.
I did too right there. I mean,
The next batter.
thought he was going to try and throw it, but he got the lead runner, which was best option right there. Got one out with the double play ball in play, and French's nasty slider is going to pair well with this situation.
Jack Henrich to the plate. Or, sorry, Zach Henrich, what I'm saying. One out. Still a runner on first. In there, strike one.
Establishes that outside part of the plate. Probably setting up for another pitch.
Try and pick him off. Didn't go that time. New Prairie dugout all on their feet right up at the fencing. Penn's also right there. 0-1. Squares around a bunt. He went around, never pulled back, and it's strike two. Didn't get it down.
2 strikes on him, 1 out. Bunts out of play.
I mean, you
Gonna have
got
to
to
swing away.
think aggressive here. I feel like.
Game can be tied with a swing of a bat here from Henrich. French deals the 0-2. Fouled off.
These batters right now in the bottom of the 7th, they're going to be giving French some of their best at-bats, some of their best swings they've probably taken all game. He's really going to have to dig deep to get these Ks, maybe even squeeze that double play out.
0-2, 1 out. Oh, and he just missed.
Great slider. Great slider.
I do not know how he held off on that one.
Excellent horizontal movement there.
It was like diagonal.
Yeah.
1-2. French has his sign. He's set. With a runner on first. The delivery. Got him swinging. 2 down.
Looks like Zach got caught sitting on the slider right there after seeing it a couple times in a row. Was not ready for the fastball.
Pinch hitter.
Number 20, Colton Griffiths.
Colton Griffiths has grabbed a bat. He was in the starting lineup yesterday. He had a hit, but was taken out of the game later on.
One of the hardest things to do in baseball is warming up with your team before the game, especially in a rain delay, and then sitting in the dugout for about, 2 hours, and you got to grab a bat with 2 outs and a runner on first to help your
On
team
the
win
ground to
game.
short. Plummer can end it. The throw over. He got him. And the Kingsmen win again. They win their 23rd, and they move the magic number down to 1 in the NIC. 2-0 your final. And after a chaotic night moving the game from 4 wins to Penn, the Kingsmen defend home turf despite being the away team on the scoreboard and win it again. What a performance from the pitchers tonight. Caden Stockbridge and Dawson French. We'll have more for you in a minute with the post-game show here on the Pennant. And the losing pitcher tonight was Sully Kress. Despite performance, he goes 5 1/3, gives up the 2 runs. But, I mean, he shut down this powerful offense, the #1 ranked team in the state. And there wasn't much else you could ask from him. The winning pitcher tonight, Caden Stockbridge, goes 5 full innings, picks up, what's that? Let's see, 8 strikeouts, and really just, he was unhittable tonight. He only gives up 2 hits on the night, and the Kingsmen pick up the win. Dawson French gets the save. And Danny, what did you see tonight from the pitching staff?
Well, going from Stockbridge to Dawson French, really lethal combo, especially when you got Kaiden Horvath calling the game. I think that Stockbridge did a great job being very effective, very early, super efficiently. Established a fastball on the outside edge really early in the game.
A pitching game for French, and he pulls that one off as a great relief pitcher. You could even say closing pitcher for Stockbridge there. And
yeah, they went a little old school. They give him the 6-out save tonight. Kingsmen win it 2-0. They pick up 3 hits, 2 runs, no errors from either team. And the line score for New Prairie, no runs on 2 hits and no errors. That's all we have for you tonight. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow over at softball, Penn, and guess who? New Prairie. We hope to see you there. And for Nate Zizzo and Danny Morton, I'm James Mason, our excellent crew behind us here tonight. Have a nice night. We will see you tomorrow.